If you were offered 50 million to stay in a room for 50 days, would you accept this seemingly simple challenge? This couple was indeed tempted to participate. The man pressed the button, and the 50-day countdown began. Meanwhile, the rules were announced over the broadcast. Participants cannot carry any devices during the challenge. If one person leaves early while the other completes the challenge, they can still receive 10 million in prize money. Thinking about their imminent wealth, they couldn't help but cheer in the room. When tired, they lay down to rest and began imagining their wonderful future life. The man said he wanted to become a painter, while the woman wanted to invest and earn more money. The woman proposed splitting the prize money equally, and the man agreed without hesitation. But soon they felt bored. They began examining every corner of the room, then went to the bathroom. At this point, the broadcast announced that the bathroom cannot be used by two people simultaneously, or the prize money would be canceled. Soon, it was dinner time. The man pressed the meal button, but only a box of colorless and tasteless milk came out. The two were somewhat disappointed. They comforted each other, thinking perhaps breakfast would be better. Then the woman discovered that the room lights would automatically turn off at 10 p.m. After lights out, they wanted to do something but then realized that their every move might be under surveillance. So they spent their first peaceful night. Early the next morning, the woman unexpectedly retrieved breakfast. It was still that tasteless milk. But for the 50 million prize, drinking milk for 50 days was worth it. Soon they became bored again and began discussing whether Italian pasta should be mixed with number 42 concrete. After lengthy discussion, they couldn't reach an agreement. To pass the time, the woman began meditating while the man sat there staring blankly, sometimes counting along with the countdown. But after a while, it was still boring, so they started playing hide and seek. As days passed, the two gradually became silent because they had said everything there was to say. But fortunately, only 23 days remained. Just a little more perseverance and they could complete the challenge. Then the man suddenly noticed something on the floor. The appearance of this insect broke the monotony of the man's life. He named it cockroach. The man was very curious. How could there be an insect in such a clean room? He then tried to feed it milk, but the broadcast warned that the milk was only for their consumption. The man quickly picked up the insect and asked if he could release it. Otherwise, it might starve to death in the room. The man's kind gesture received no response. He decided to open the door to release the insect. The woman hurriedly tried to stop him. Once the man walked out the door, the reward would drop to 10 million. It wasn't worth losing 40 million for a tiny insect, but the man insisted on going out. They argued over this. However, an accident unexpectedly occurred.